Okay, welcome back to phase 2 of Underground Traffic Blueprints. In this phase, we're going to go over 3 major traffic sources. And these are completely underground. They came in from various clients that were applying them, and they were just blown away at the types of traffic and the uniqueness of these ideas. And some of them you may have heard of before, maybe just not used in this way. We're going to get started with Facebook Mass Traffic Blueprint. Facebook Mass Traffic Blueprint. Now, I do want to point out that this is not a Facebook course that we're getting ready to go over. This blueprint will show you how to leverage Facebook and leverage a component of Facebook in a way that it will allow you to build a list of 1 million followers, 1 million people who are looking for content from you, and we'll show you how to splinter that 1 million into various sub niches and groups. Very, very powerful. As a matter of fact, the young man, he's only 22 years old, who we initially learned about this tactic from, he actually built it to 1.5 million. We have ours up right now to about 500,000 members, but that's nothing to sneeze at. And the potential is limitless with the Facebook and its ever-growing group. People, as far as how many people are coming on every day and how many people are joining, it's remarkable. Now, obviously, if you're not familiar with Facebook, I strongly suggest that you go there and do a little bit of browsing around. Set up a free account and go through and just take a look around. Like I said, this isn't going to be a tutorial video on how to use Facebook and how to do the specific mechanics within Facebook. So we won't be spending time on that. We'll be showing you a specific tactic. Now there is an excellent Facebook course that goes into the details of Facebook marketing, and it's called Underground Ad Secrets. Underground, and then with that we'll show you exactly, pretty much how to leverage all the major aspects of Facebook, which is the fan pages. Facebook has different components and it has different sections within it. And the sources that Facebook you can pull traffic from, as you see here on the screen, are the profile pages, which is the page you set up when you initially set up your Facebook account. Then you have fan pages, which are pages that are created simply for people who are fans of things, and they're not even called fan pages anymore. I mean, the technical term is fan page, but it's really pages that you like. So, for example, they have pages in there that talk about NASCAR. They have pages for people who are fans of 80s toys, like He-Man, Voltron, and things like that. And they have fan pages for celebrities, fan pages for businesses. Local businesses have their own fan pages, and foods, pizza has their own fan pages, and Philly cheesesteak, anything you think of has a fan page. And the third traffic source that Facebook presents is groups. And groups are just formal groups, something like little miniature clubs, and they have their purpose as well. And all that is covered in the Underground Ad Secrets. And we're going to particularly talk about an aspect of the fan pages here. Like I said, this tactic is very specific, and it's very much geared towards getting mass amount of traffic, mass amount of people and eyeballs, and grouping them together and splintering out that list. And there's nothing stopping you from building a following of 1 million people. And this is exactly what this blueprint is going to show you. So let's look at the potential of Facebook marketing. Facebook is one of the most powerful avenues right now to reach people from all over the world. If it's not, it recently surpassed Google. So there's not much up there that's competing with it. And the folks over at Google have even admitted to being worried about Facebook's rapid growth. They're a little concerned about that. As you can see here, there are over 400 million active users on Facebook. 400 million active users. Did you know that half of these users are always on at any given time? So at any time during the day, they have half of that amount on Facebook doing some sort of activity. They have an insane amount of average time per login. I said this before in a different course, but the average time that someone's online with Facebook is what makes it special. It really is what sets it apart, because if you look at the average time with the average user will be on a website, just general websites, and you compare that to Facebook and how long someone spends per day on Facebook. It's insane, and this works in your favor, especially for the type of system that we're going to set up with this blueprint. Now, the average Facebook user has 130 friends. The average user has 130 friends. What does that mean for you? It means that there's a lot of viral activity that can go on. If you want something to spread, saying that if you have 10 people access to 10 friends and they all have on average 130 friends, well, what does that do to you? It gives you at reach to 1,300 friends. And then those 1,300 friends have on average 130 friends, and you see how the exponential growth of Facebook happens, and you see why they have so many users today. And finally, this last stat is staggering because it shows the interactivity of the people who are in these fan groups that we just talked about. On average, every day, there are more than 10 million, 15 million now, users becoming fans of something. So you remember all the fan pages I told you about, like Reese Pieces fan pages and NASCAR fan pages. Every day there's more than 15 million people who are going, hey, I like that. I want to be a fan of that. And they click and they become a part of that fan page. That is a large user base. That's a large activity base based off of that number of new subscribers, new Facebook members, and how many people actually go and are active. You know, the numbers for sites like MySpace and that, they started to dwindle down a couple years ago, and it got to the point where there were so many accounts out there, but the usage was it was just falling off the map. I mean, people were checking their accounts once a week, once a month, and they weren't joining anything. Facebook has conquered that, and I believe due to the fact that they've cleaned it up and they have a total different system, a cleaner system, and a more effective system, MySpace, and that's why they're the most powerful platform in the marketplace. And we're going to leverage this. Now, there are a lot of courses on Facebook marketing, and they all show different methods to tap into the user base, but I call those really onesie-twosie type of traffic strategies. Here with the Underground Traffic Blueprints, we're all about scaling up and showing you blueprints that the underground traffic elite are using. And this is one of those methods that if you actually follow through with it from start to finish, you will have another valuable asset. I mean, we're all about building assets, and this is another valuable asset that will continue to pay you day in, day out for times and time again. And what I mean by asset is it's something that you can hold or you can sell it at the end. And you'll see, actually, you'll have two assets that come from this one activity, this one blueprint. You'll end up with a very powerful website, and you'll end up with a very highly positioned Facebook fan page. So these will be two things that are extremely valuable. So where do we get this traffic? We know that Facebook has all this traffic, and like I said, the primary places for you to get the traffic from Facebook are the profile pages, the fan pages, and the groups. We're not going to talk too much about profile pages because some of the tactics that are there are just, like I said, they work, but it's just for a smaller scale. We're more focused around this right here, the fan pages and the groups. And these two are going to work together. The fan pages, if you would picture a big funnel, the top of the funnel would be your fan page, and then the bottom of the funnel will be a group. So we're going to funnel in 1 million people plus into your fan page, and then they're going to come out into your groups, into different sub niches, and we're going to call that splintering. And each one of those little splinter groups are going to be composed of people who have like-minded interests. So that's kind of an overview of where we're going with that. But just so that you know, your Facebook profile, if you're not familiar with it, is just a personal page, where you go in and you update, you find your friends, you post to your friends, you send your friends messages, and you can just overall interact with them. The fan pages we've been talking about are exactly what I was saying, with the different niche topics and fans of something, a business, a website, a particular era, decade, something like that. And with the fan page, you're also able to post status updates. And this is where the magic happens, because the status update is a message. It's a message to all of your fans. Did you get that? So if you have 1 million fans here, they allow you to post one message to all of your fans. Powerful, powerful. I'll let that resonate, because even with the groups, And in email marketing, you have your issues with sending 1 million emails. With groups, you can only have, I think, 5,000 members. With a fan page, you can have 2 million fans even, and you'll still be able to just push one button and send an update to all of your fans. So you can do that. You can post links to external sites for everyone to see. You can interact with your fans. You can create heated discussions, which is what we strongly recommend. And it's just a great. Fan pages are just externally recognized. So which means the fan page itself, we've noticed in the search engines, they've been starting to get indexed. This wasn't up until recently, but since these are recognized pages now, there's some indexing going on. For example, of like Coca-Cola, a Pepsi, Pizza Hut. These pages are getting indexed. Now groups, the groups themselves, like I said, they're similar to the fan pages, but they can be created to fit any topic. So which means you don't need to have some sort of external website, a product, a blog, or a service that's connected to it. A group itself, you can post links to external sites. You can interact with group members. You can post pictures. You can only message up to 5,000 members, hence the limitations that I was telling you about. So once you've gotten over 5,000 members, then that whole option shuts off. They won't let you do it, and they do that for their own reasons of controlling and spamming. So you have to be careful. We'll talk to a little bit about this later in the blueprint. Facebook itself has a lot of internal viral features. For example, when somebody becomes a fan of your fan page, or say they become a member of their group, it's displayed on their profile page for all of their friends to see. That is very, very powerful. So what happens is that you're remembering that the average Facebook person has 130 friends. So this gives your page and your group a chance by being seen by all those friends, because your page or your group is going to be shown right there on their profile page. Another way to think of a profile page is simply a home page for your Facebook. Okay, and your profile page is what other people see when they're looking. It's their first impression that they see of you. It's what they see of you, and it's what you see when you log in. All right. So if you have 130 average friends, that when they see your page, they see that group there, and that you like it, then there you have 130 eyeballs in addition to the traffic that you had in place anyway. Power and I mean that should show you right there the viral, what the effect the viral features will have. Now it spreads even further than that, and if it's a very popular topic, it'll spread even faster, because everyone see it's like viral. The viral spread is nothing like you've ever seen. When we did initial tests with this, we chose very hot topics and American Idol topics and things like that, and this thing just shot off. I noticed everybody saw the pants on the ground guy. There was about 10 pants on the ground Facebook sites that popped up in groups, and they were getting 70,000, 80,000, 100,000 members in a very short period of time, and all these people were probably marketers, underground marketers. So what came from this is we dug deeper, and we tapped into a few of our clients who are already getting the 1 million plus fan page fans, and we finally figured out how to, the main, we had to do some reverse engineering. We figured out what was the reason that most people were coming to Facebook in the first place. And after we did that, and we helped the client, we brainstormed and came up with the idea of creating a page in a certain way that would target the masses and allow you to get still targeted traffic from them. And that's what we're about to show you now. So the main reason people go to Facebook is they are bored. That's it. They want to see what their friends are doing, and then they go on and they haven't they haven't talked to them in a while, or they have nothing else to do, or they want to play games because they're bored, or they want to look at what their friends have posted, pretty much because they're bored, or they want to see what pictures their friends have posted, or they want to play an application, all to stop boredom. People log onto Facebook pretty much because they're bored. Now there's some other reasons I can think of, just general social connections and things like that. But if you're pretty busy, unless you're a Facebook addict, you're not checking in Facebook unless you're in the dating scene, or you post, things like that. They're the exception. But the majority of the time, the person who has the time to check is pretty much bored. They just want to check in, see what's going on, click a couple links. people don't like being bored. That's the main point of what I'm trying to say. They hate being bored. So when the light bulb went off, when we wanted to figure out what people like to do when they're bored online, and many ideas came to mind, and then our client showed us he was solving this solution already, and by doing that he was able to get 1.5 million people to his Facebook page simply by showing people how not to be bored. And this is by playing games. They're online arcade games. They're a great source of consistent income. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. And this process took him almost, I'd say, a half of a year after doing it the wrong way to figure out. And then we combined our spin to it, and then it just shot off. So this is what you're about to learn, and it's very, very powerful. Okay, this is what we call the 1 million fan blueprint. First thing you want to do, as it says here, is find a domain name. You want to find a domain name that deals with some sort of boredom. For example, being bored stinks dot whatever, or IHateBeingBored.com. You get the point. This is important because it follows the theory that people are on Facebook simply most of the time because they're bored. And again, we're trying to capture the fact that people are on Facebook because they're bored, and we're going to monetize that traffic. We need a catchy board theme phrase to title our fan page. Now spend some time, grab a piece of paper, number it 1 to 20, and write out 20 possible domain names you can think of that actually have the words something to do with hate being bored. Get as creative as you can. The reason I say this is because you're going to have this name branded. This name is going to have a logo. It's going to stand out. You might even get some media attention. So it's worth the effort to put in 30 minutes to an hour, or however long you need to come up with a catchy domain name that's actually available. Go for the .com if you can. If you can't get the .com, I would say go for the .org. Skip right over the .net, and here's why. A name such as I don't know, college kids hate being bored, or something like that. Another example real quick before I forget, when you're picking a name like that, let's say the college students that hate being bored or something like that, you're going to have a t-shirt made, or you're going to have different items made around this name. So I just wanted you to submit in your head that this is not going to be just your average domain. If you pick a .org, the reason why that .org may be better than, well, it is better than .net because it has an organization type feel, just like I don't know, vegetarians.org. You would picture an organization of vegetarian lovers versus .net. Okay, that's just a website. So if you have college kids that hate being bored, by the way, don't use that. That's awful. It's just off the top of my head. But a .org, oh, okay, it's a group of people, an organization. So if you can't get the .com, go with the .org. This name, pretty much is the start of everything. So you're saying, why are we getting a domain? You may be saying, this is a Facebook tactic. Why do I need a domain name? Facebook fan pages, they must be connected to some sort of real product or service. In other words, you can't just put a Facebook fan page up about air. Well, actually, you probably could if it was a type of air product, but it has to be connected to some sort of product, service, a website, a business. And that's the only way that it'll be able to sustain its posting privileges. Otherwise, Facebook will pull it down. So any generic fan pages, like a fan page called Blue, will have it. It'll have its posting and communication privileges blocked, and it pretty much will become useless. So go through, make the list, pick a really, really good domain name, bounce it off some family members or some friends or somebody that you know won't go steal it, and then go. I would suggest going to Namecheap. Let's take a look at Namecheap here. Actually, go to Instant Domain Search first, instantdomainsearch.com. What happens is, I love this little tool because when you type in here, they'll tell you right off the spot. Let's see here. If you wanted to buy AAA, the domain name, it says the .com is taken, the .net is taken, and the .org is taken. You don't even have to keep plugging in and searching in. It tells you can place bids here. I mean, it's a great tool. So come in here, take your list, enter your list in here. For example, I hate being bored. It says the .org is available. So if you want that one, you may want to go after and get that .org. the .com is taken. By the way, the people who bought these domains are some of the underground super internet marketers doing this very same tactic, so it wouldn't hurt to go spy on them. Some of those are being bored sucks. I don't want to be bored. I hate being bored. All these are I believe, underground marketers who are doing this on a large scale because they have huge followings on Facebook. You got to check for. I'll show you one. Our client doesn't want us to reveal his main one, simply for the fact that the competition factor. But there's so much traffic on Facebook that's coming on every day. In other words, there's so many new members on Facebook that are signing up. You would think a tactic like this could get saturated, right? But if you figure that right now there's this 400 million people and they're getting over 10 million people a day, that means that these are fresh eyeballs that that haven't even been marketed to. They don't even know about these board sites, and they're just getting hip to Facebook. They're just learning what their profile can do. They're just learning how to add friends and all that stuff. So you don't ever have to worry about a technique like this with being saturated. And if even gets close, that's a good problem, because that means that you've already had you've been ahead of the curve, and there's that much traffic. You already have 1 million plus fans, and you'll be monetizing them, or you've either sold the site off at that point. But you'll be able to use a little creativity and just do a tweak to this system, and it'll be able to use it in a different niche on Facebook, doing the same tactics. So, anyways, you want to come to instant domain search and run your list through here, and then you're going to go to Namecheap.com to register your domain name. And we just like to use Namecheap because we've never had a problem with them, and they always give us a good price. So there's no affiliate link or anything. We're just giving you what the pros are using. Step 2, we want to create the website. So we want to create a website that will go along with the theme of being bored, and a way to entertain people. So we chose basically what the guys are doing, what the underground marketers are doing, and the people who have 1 million plus fan blueprints. We're at 500,000, approaching 1 million. But for the people who have 1 million, they're choosing to license arcade scripts, and the one that they're using, the one that we're using as well, is right here. It's called phparcadescript.com. This is a fantastic script. It comes with 2,700 games, as you see here on the screen. 2,700 games, and it only costs $45 up front. And you'll see they have all kind of features: templates, multiple themes, games. You can plug in Mochi games, which are the CPA games, spam filters. They support all media types, and they have demos here that you can click on and take a look at what they look like. Let's see here. Let's look at the blue template, see what comes up. Free Flash arcade games. Look at this. You have Grass Shootout. These are soccer games. The ad zone is where you can place your own ads. So just imagine, you're putting your own advertising on these sites, and these type of sites are perfect. This is exactly what you're looking for this strategy. So that's why we suggest going to the PHP Arcade Script site, because for $45 you really can't beat it. There's some free ones online, but if you want to use what the pros are using, what the underground marketers are using, this is it. And it's a small price to pay for the asset that you're building with this blueprint. So by using this PHP Arcade site, you also have the ability to collect emails and send out newsletters right through the arcade site, and this comes in handy. This is one of the. Here's another one here. This makes it so easy to roll out this blueprint and to use this business model, because a lot of the scripts don't have that ability, and you'll see how useful that is once you get a little bit further down in the creation process. You'll see that this script is going to become a primary source of income through the advertising alone and CPA products, and this will reveal that a little later as well in this blueprint. Okay, so now you want to head over to mochiamedia.com/publishers. Mochia ads, this is a must. As you see here, they say entertain your users with free games from your sites. Now, how does this work? You will get paid every time someone plays a game with Mochia ads placed on them. I will repeat that. You will get paid every time somebody plays one of these games. The revenue really, really adds up. And they'll tell you how to install it. You just go through here, you sign up for their program, and it's after that it's automatic. It's very, very simple, and it's very, very effective. And you're providing a valuable service to bored individuals all around the world. And these monetization strategies will be simple, but you'll be surprised at how fast they add up. And once you have 1 million fans, well, it's after that it's just it's a no-brainer. So again, that's mochimedia.com/publishers. And you'll see they have an advertiser section, game section, community developers. Eventually you may want to come back and look at the developers section to see how to build your own game and let them go ahead and put your game in the system. So this is something you may want to look at yourself. They offer different APIs that you can use. And I mean, guys, some of the underground guys are taking this to the to the max. This is a whole nother course in itself. But you can come in here and read a little bit about this. But just to show you the potential, you can come in here and you can create your own ads that feed these scripts that are going to these sites, just like I Hate Being Bored and things like that. So then you're getting a piece of the revenue as well on all the games instead of just the games that you're showing on your site. And then, I mean, you talk about leveraging, compounding your profits. I mean, that's just taken to a whole nother level. But for now, just sign up for Mochia Ads publishers, and then we need to get a CPA network. For the CPA network, we're going to go to Max Bounty. Max Bounty has been fantastic to work with. They love this type of traffic, this Facebook traffic that we're bringing to our arcade site, and they have no problem. You'll have no problem getting approved once your site is up. Okay, so now that you have your domain and your arcade site and all of your affiliates accounts set up for the arcade site, all you need to do is set up your Facebook fan page. Now, I talked briefly about the difference between having your traffic funnels and the different traffic funnels in the beginning. You have your groups, you have your Facebook fan page, and you have your profile page. What you're looking at on the screen in front of you now, this is called a fan page. You'll see it's composed of a wall where you can post status updates that will show every time you post an update. It'll show on all of your customers' news feed. So this is your communication central here, and this is where you're going to communicate your message across. On the wall, you also have things on the side here. You'll see how many members. You see this group here has 72,000 members, 72,900 members. You also see they have ongoing conversation. This is the moderator, the person who has the logo here, and we'll get into a little bit of why this is important. But you see he's following the exact model to a T of what we're talking about. As a matter of fact, like I said, this is probably an underground marketer who's using the underground traffic blueprint, and he's gotten this traffic he hasn't done much of it, but he's gotten these fans, it looks like, in less than 4 months. Now 72,000, while that's it may seem like a large number, it's pretty easy to do that in less than 2 months. Like I said, we've climbed over the 500,000 mark, approaching 1 million, and some people have far surpassed 1 million. So it's very easy to do. So to create a fan page, you can come to first of all, you have to have your Facebook set up, and then when you go into Facebook, you can come up here and type bored if you want to see this exact page, just to get an example of a Being Bored site. There's lots and lots of these style of Being Bored sites all through Facebook, but you'll never run out of traffic. Facebook gets so much new traffic that you'll never bump heads with another marketer who's doing a Being Bored, anti-bored site, let's call them. It's just that much traffic, and then you can all have million person lists, and it's a chance that you won't even overlap. Some of the people on your list will not even be on his list. It's just that much traffic on Facebook, and you have to keep that in mind, because a lot of people, when they go into marketing tactics such as this, they go in with a mentality of lack and of thinking that there's not enough traffic and then there's going to be some saturation. There is no saturation. You will not even scratch the surface of all the worldwide traffic available on Facebook. So go ahead in at the top, and you want to put in bored, and then you'll see this Facebook fan page here, and take a look around and see, get familiar with what a fan page looks like. If you were just a random browser who was being bored, you would come here and you would click like. This like button means that you like it and you want to be a part of this fan page. So then that would instantly go to your profile page and say, John Doe likes Sick of Being Bored site. And then all the people in your group would see that you like that, and they'll also be interested in joining the Sick of Being Bored as well. So then you just scroll down once you get to this fan page and you say create a fan page for my business. This is where you want to go to create your fan page. What that will do is it'll take you here, and this will be the official page for you to create your fan page. So if we were creating Sick of Being Bored, the fan page, we would come in as a band, product, or organization, and you just want to scroll down to website. And then let's say that we owned sickofbeingbored.com. We would just come in, put the page name in here. So let's say if we didn't have Sick of Being Bored yet, and we just wanted to do that, we would just put Sick of Being Bored, and you would check that you're the official representative of that particular website or that page, and that's it. Now, it's very important when you create the name for your fan page, do not put the extension on there. So in other words, don't come in here if this is your site, looking at the screen right here. Make sure if you may decide, say you have sickofbeingbored.com, you don't want to come in here and put sickofbeingbored.com as the page name. Leave off the extension. The reason why is that if you put the extension on, somebody has to come in when they say they want to join your page. They're saying that they like your domain name. They like your domain, and they don't even know your domain name, and they don't know anything about it, and it could be some third-party spam site. So you're going to have less people join. But if you come in here and you just simply put Sick of Being Bored, then people are saying, okay, yeah, I agree, I hate being bored as well. So then they join you based on the fact that you hate being bored. You see that? That's a major tip. And this is where a lot of people fail, because they'll come in here and they put sickofbeingbored.com or .net or whatever, but you don't want to do that. You want to come in, if your site's I hate being bored or something like that, just put I space hate being bored. Like, don't put the .com or the .net. Now, when your site gets big enough, and once you get it up there to the point where you get a large number of viewers, or I should say fans, Facebook will contact you. They'll contact you just like they did us, and that's how you'll know you're getting pretty popular. And they'll say, they see your site, your fan page, and they'll ask you, hey, do you want to become Facebook verified? What this means is that they want to verify that you're the clear owner of the site, the website that it's attached to, in the fan page. And if you cannot be verified, then all the communication methods will be taken away from you, and the fans will just be able to, have access. So you want to make sure that you start off this way without the extension, and then they're going to say, why don't you just put sickofbeingbored.com, so that they know what site is attached to. At this point, you already have 1 million fans. There's no problem. Go ahead and put the extension, because now you've had critical mass, and now you have people who it's going to be a referral basis. Remember, the average Facebook friend has 130. A Facebook member has 130 friends. So you're constantly building fans virally now, and you've just hit so many fans it doesn't even matter. So that's why you start off without the extension here, just like that, spaced it out as if it's a phrase, not a website. And that would be the page name. And then you come and you see this is what it would look like. If this was yours, you would have it right here, Sick of Being Bored, where people can come and they can sign up. Okay, so now what? Now you want to go to the let's just say this is your site here. Let's just say you've gone through the steps and you've created Sick of Being Bored, and this is your game site. You also want to come down to the bottom here, and you want to put a link back to your Facebook page. So your Facebook page is always linking to your site right here, and your site is always linking back to your Facebook page, because the fact of the matter is you're going to get a lot of traffic to this page, and some of these pages will get picked up in the search engines, and that traffic will come here. They'll click ads, they'll play games, and they'll also see that there's a whole Facebook group devoted to people who hate being bored like them, and they'll come onto Facebook and click this button here that they like it, and they'll become a part of your group as well. Well, not your group, your fan page as well. So next, you need a very catchy logo, and as you can see here with the Sick of Being Bored fan page, they have a very, very high contrast, catchy logo. This is what you're aiming for. If you're going to be an Underground Traffic Blueprint, player, you got to really, go ahead and kick out the $30, or do it on your own. But just make sure it's this quality, because this type of quality is going to result in a number of things for you. This is the picture that they're going to see first. It'll be like a little ad over here while you're building your fan page fans, and they'll see this picture. And if it stands out, if it's over here in these ads all through Facebook, and it stands out something like this that has high contrast, what they say, what the heck is that? Oh, it's a kid with his head down and it says bored. I would have put Sick of Being above this so that it says the name of the fan page, but this is their preference. And that logo right there is going to be brandable. So you need a very eye-catchy logo. Now, as an experienced marketer, you probably already know that you can go on freelance sites, and we're not going to go through all that here. Just pick a freelance site and you can get somebody to do something like this for $30 or less. Or you can just go and find a really strong clip art image and work the name of your fan page into the image using GIMP or Photoshop, and that'll work as well. Remember the tutorial that we showed for creating the banner. So you need an eye-catchy logo, like I said, and this is also going to come into effect later on, because you may want to do things like T-shirts and things like that. So if you can create a brandable image, it's just going to work out that much more for you, and also it'll help you sell off your asset if it comes to that point down the road. Next, we're going to look at how to get the fans themselves. Now, the natural thing to do to get fans is to simply and this is the quickest way. The quickest way initially is just to send your Facebook group, your fan page, to all of your friends on Facebook. The fan page makes this very, very easy. It has a button over here that people can use. Right there, it says share this page. Send this, and you can share it to all the friends in your profile. This will allow you to select all your friends and send them an invitation to become a fan of the page just with one click. You should also put a note here on your fan page instructing your fans to do the same thing. Because basically, the more friends that you have at this point, the better. Because remember, the average Facebook user has 130 friends. So if you send an invitation out to all, let's say 100, and 40 of them become fans, those 40 friends probably have 130 friends, and they suggest it to them. Now you have successfully gotten your message out to over 6,000 Facebook members just by word of mouth. This is viral. This is viral traffic at its best, and that's even more exposure. Now, another way is sort of like a bootstrap method, would be to go in and find other Facebook groups, other Facebook fan pages, that have huge amounts of fans, right? You find these fan pages, and then you simply ask them, to promote your fan page to their members, and you'll rinse and repeat, and you'll send your fans to their fan page. It's like a JV, a Facebook JV, and nobody was really doing this, and it's very popular. It's very easy. You can get a huge amount of fans. I mean, I'm talking, especially since your fan page is going to have a mass appeal. This Sick of Being Bored topic is pretty much appeals to everybody who's on Facebook. So if they already show that they're active Facebook users by joining somebody else's fan page, then there's a good chance that just when they post an update on their page, so they'll come in here at the top and say, let's say this is the Sick of Being Bored, and you were going to refer somebody else's. You would say, hey, check this out. It's a fan page for people who play cards when they're bored, or things like that, or I don't know, Video Games United, or 80s video games. People who are bored, who also like video games, would go from here and join that fan group as well, and that's that fan page, and it'll work in the other way around as well. You'll be trading traffic and trading fan. So now, if you want to go in the accelerated Underground Traffic Blueprint route, what you would want to do is buy advertising for your fan page, and it's not going to be expensive as you think. You just want to scroll down at the bottom of the fan page, and you want to click on advertising right there, and then that's going to bring you to this page. except the major difference, if I don't have a fan page on this account that I'm using, it's just a demo account to show you for the demonstration purposes. But you're going to say you want to create an ad. When you create an ad, the difference from what you see on the screen now and when you do it is simply you'll see the picture that you have set up. So let's see here. Facebook is running a little slow today. So here you would see your fan page here. It wouldn't be a destination URL, and it'll be the picture of your fan page here. So this is where, if this was your fan page you were going to advertise, you see this black and white picture here, this is what you would see here. For now, we'll just put that in there. For the body of the text, let's just say this is your text. And then you would just continue. Now, below this, you see your reach that you have for this ad. Your goal is solely to get your ad in front of the users of Facebook and get them to see your logo. So they're going to see your logo, they're going to see this board logo, and then what you want to do for the text, what I should have told you, is that down here you want to say stress the name of your site again and what it does. So just ask a question. Sick of being bored? Question mark. And then just follow up with a sentence there. And then it says they don't want to do too much. Now, Facebook will tell you if you're doing something wrong. For example, I put too many capitalizations, so you'll just come back in, make it look like a normal sentence. Question mark. And then go on to your next line. Join us and or let us know about it. Let us know your favorite, and just work with your ad there. The main important thing is to have a great picture and a great title right here. So your title needs to be something like do you hate being bored? Something like that. Watch the capital letters because they're going to tell you to correct that. And go from there. So now you want to pick your country as the United States. You want to post everywhere. You can do everywhere. You can do by state, or you can add your own countries in here depending on where you are. But for now we'll leave this at U.S. and you see that we have 113 million people. For the age, we're going to do 18 to well, we know our demographic is 18 to 24, but there's no age limit on being bored. So let's leave that at to any. There's no sex on being bored, so we'll leave that at all because it could be men or woman. Interested in, it doesn't matter. It's not really relevant. Relationship doesn't really apply. Here's what you want to look at right here: likes and interests. This you can really narrow down to people who like video games. If you like, you can put games in. And let's see, if you click that, it'll take you down to probably 100,000 or so people for the reach. 300,000 people. But you can leave it blank if you like. Or you can target it as much as you want. People who say, I don't know, what else would they like? People who like something like Xbox 360. Let's see how many we get for that. 300 users, because that's the same as with games. You can target it very, very, you can get this thing down to people who like Xbox, who listen to a certain music, and they not employed. You can figure out your demographic, but I'm going to tell you, 70% of the people on Facebook are your demographic. Because for one reason or another, they're coming on to Facebook because they're bored, and if they speak English and they're bored, well, that's money for you. So we're going to leave that as is. I might go back and put games later if there was too much traffic coming in. You see there's 113 million people right now. Education, it doesn't matter, and we would just go to continue. We have more than 2 punctuation marks, they say, so we'll just continue. Sick of being bored, let us know what you like to do when bored. It's just an example. So then we're going to go to continue. Down here, you select your currency, your territory where you live, your time zone. Give your campaign a name. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see that. Set your daily budget, and let's just say 25. You want to click this little link right here. Set a different bid amount, the advanced mode, because you want to pull this up, and you see that it says estimated 27 clicks a day. We don't want clicks. Do not pay for clicks. You will burn through more money faster if you pay for clicks. You want to pay per 1,000 impressions. So now this is CPM, means cost per 1,000 impressions, not cost per million, but cost per 1,000 impressions. They're saying the suggested bid is about 34 cents to 49 cents, and that's fine. So with this 61,000 impressions, you're going to pay 41 cents per 1,000 impressions. You're going to get a heck of a lot more people going to your fan page and subscribing because you're going to reach more people, and it's going to end up costing you much less. So you want to do the CPM, you want to use the suggested bid, you want to come up with a catchy ad that fits your fan page. Do this. Go back to use the tools I've already given you. Go back to the copywriting page, Copyblogger. Pick a headline from there, one of those templates, and bring it on over here and make that the title for your for example, the who else one would work. Who else hates being bored? Or who else would much rather be doing this than that? Pull that stuff in because it works universally. You might as well leverage your knowledge now. And then that's all that's to it. So you'll click review, pay for your ads, and you'll be up and running. Using this method alone, you should be able to build a fan base of over 100,000 very shortly. You'll hit critical mass, which is we say 20 to 50,000. You'll do that in less than a month, or a month at most. So, and when you get to that point, you'll notice that your fan page starts to become a little more viral because you have that many people. Just remember that you will be contacted by Facebook once you get to a very high amount of fans, and they're going to ask you to, would you want to be verified, so that you can verify that you own the site and verify, that site is connected to this page. And because of that, you're going to have to change the name of the page. But that's fine because, like I said, that's a good problem to have. That means you've gotten just the right amount of people that you need to properly leverage this technique. Okay, so now let's go ahead and jump ahead. Now that everything is in place, you've got you should have a pretty good base of fans, or at least you know how to get them down, and you just want to see what comes next in the step. What you want to do is build a relationship with them, and this site really shows you a good example of keeping the site active and building a relationship with your fans. This is where you really want to start using the power of the arcade. You make post thing, and you'll do this. Say it's a couple of status updates a day. Like, for example, every time you see this person's logo, that's an update that they're posting. So what's the best movie of all time? And then people will write in, and then they'll say, let's see here, Miley Cyrus, I'm so bored today. These people are giving their Spartans, 300, Kick-Ass, The Blind Side. They're all responding. He's keeping it interactive, and that is what you want to do. And you look on his wall. He's just made several posts. So, another Sunday, stuck doing homework. Hit the like button if you are too. As you can see, they hate this. Everybody on this site hates being bored. So this is what you'll do. You'll tap into your core audience base. You'll ask them questions. You'll say, for example, click. Let me know if you like playing Mario Brothers, right? And then below Mario Brothers, below that you'll show. See, if you love Mario as much as we do. See, this guy is on point. He is really doing exactly what we're talking about here. If you love doing Mario as much as we do, hit the like button. And then it says check out Mario games as well. So he's sending the traffic to Mario Time Attack over at his sickofbeingbored.com website. That's exactly what you want to do. And then you want to even take it a step further and say, post competitions, post contests, post your score, saying, can anyone beat this? Bored to death, need some competition, or something like that. It'll keep the fans interested in it, and it'll keep them coming back. But not only games, post anything you find funny or entertaining. You might post a clip Like he has here a video clip of, it says, prank calls, sick of being bored, prank calls, angry Asian restaurant prank call. Very funny. And he sends you to a site here. I mean, if you have a really funny video or something that you've monetized, you can send them there. The point is to keep your fans entertained and to do it on a daily basis, because when it's time for you to call them to action to do something that you profit from, for example, you may say, everyone check out this offer, they're giving away free blah blah blah, and it's really a CPA. They'll be already used to coming to your fan page and taking action and doing things and commenting, and you'll see a higher conversion. You don't want to let weeks go by and not have them take action or not have them give their opinion or make any comments. So you're just simply going to repeat the process over and over. Do things also like continue to drive the traffic, to the arcade site, and make sure to capture the members in the emails. Remember, you're capturing these emails now when they come to the arcade site, and that's going to be a list that you can market to day in and day out over and over again. Also, make sure that you have your CPA ads and your AdSense ads on your site. At this point, you should already have done that, because this is where a lot of the money on your revenue is going to come from, by adding the AdSense. Let's take a look and see. I don't recall if he has AdSense here. He does, right here at the top. Okay, so this guy's really got together, and here's the CPA on the side. Your fans will be looking forward to all the updates. So give them every game and highlight the game, talk about the game, and let them know, because they'll look to you to hear your opinion of first, and then they'll go off and play the game. Meanwhile, what you want to be doing is watching and repeating the status update, and just keep posting, and keep making comments and keep stating your opinion, because what happens, like I said, you're building a trust and a relationship between you and the fans, and the more people that are becoming fans every day that haven't seen your wall before. So if you did it for a week, but then you have a whole new batch of fans that come in the next week, well, you got to go back and you got to keep posting, or you can outsource this at one point, but you want to keep it fresh for everybody who comes in to your funnel, because that's what this is one gigantic funnel that we're going to show you how to splinter out into different profit groups in a little bit. Now, at this point, you should be getting a heck of a boost in your CPA offers. By the way, always contact the CPA, your CPA account manager, and ask them if this type of social media, Facebook traffic is okay. If you use Max Bounty, it should be fine. So go through, and you want to make a status update regarding a CPA offer. So, for example, I'm going to give you one that works really well. It's online poker. Online poker CPA offers are free online poker for the people to play, but they have a chance to win real money. So this guy could come in here and just post a status update right here and says, has anyone ever gotten third place here? They're giving away $1,500 this month, and then give them the online poker link right below it. Every time one of those people signs up, he would get paid around $2. And you're talking about a list with 1 million people on it. Even if a small 1% or a small, very slim percentage of those people go through and play the poker and sign up, that is a huge chunk of change just made from sending one status update. And then the players are the people who are going to have about 4 or 5 of these accounts going at one time, building 200,000 here, 500,000 fans over here, 1 million fans over there, having a total of 5 million fans across the Facebook network, and just killing it doing this exact system. You'll go look around, see how many board sites there are. Chances are they're a group of us underground marketers doing this very tactic. So do this every day, and new fans will see the message, and you'll keep on building, and it'll go to the next level, and your relationship will be tighter with your fans, and they'll show an affinity to you. They'll be wanting to put their own comments. They'll be wanting to offer their own things that they find. I mean, you see how active this board is. This is a very active fan page here, and it's only growing. And this is a new fan page. So there you go. That is how you want to get your fan page set up, and that's how you want to advertise it. Now we're going to show you how to take this huge funnel of traffic that you found and even narrow it down into even tighter groups of people based on what they like and what they're interested in. So let's take a look at that.